Joining me now is Raza Rumi. He is a Pakistan policy analyst and the director of the Park Center for Independent Media at Ithaca College. Mr. Rumi, a warm welcome. In light of these political tensions and violence, I'm hoping that you can help us understand what is going on in Pakistan right now. Can we start with why Imran Khan, who is often described as a very popular politician, a populist leader, is such a polarizing figure in Pakistan?
Yes, thank you so much for having me on your show. I think the key thing to remember here is that, Pakistan's politics and the structure of that entire underlying political dynamics is shifting very rapidly. And Imran Khan's rise comes as a challenge to the old order. And, that's why the old order and the traditional structures in Pakistan are now really, pitted against him, and they want to keep him out of power. And he's so popular now, he wants an early election and he wants to come back into power.
What is behind his popularity? I mean, he commands a very large following. I mean, they're very devoted to him. They're even prepared to take on the military. What's behind that? What are they calling for?
Mr. Khan has captured the imagination of the younger cohort of Pakistani voters. Millions have entered into the electoral rolls, and they are more active on social media. So Mr. Khan speaks to them, and he is very popular among them. But also Pakistan's middle classes, professional classes, people within the judiciary, some within the military. So they all are now kind of, supporting him, and his rhetoric, captures their imagination, anti-West. For some it's religious, for some it's anti-corruption, for some it's promise of a new beginning or a different state.
But does he offer any solutions to Pakistan's huge challenges? You mentioned corruption. I mean, he is accused of corruption, and he isn't the first time, a former leader of Pakistan accused of corruption. He says all of this is politically motivated. Is there truth to that?
Yes, I think there is truth to that, because Mr. Khan is just facing what earlier prime ministers in Pakistan have faced. Throughout Pakistan's history, prime ministers always, when they're out of office, they are charged with corruption or murder or other crimes, because it's the civil-military imbalance in Pakistan. And the reality is that, yes, we cannot take his words seriously, because he's a populist. He changes his positions. He uses all the important, rhetoric that resonates with Pakistani public. He gives religious references. He's saying all these high-sounding things which are very popular in Pakistan. And so, but he doesn't really have a plan.
I'm wondering in terms of the role that the military plays in the country, because how important is it for any leader, including Imran Khan, who is so popular, that he secures the support of the country's army instead of alienating it?
Yes. So I think Mr. Khan, as you know, was ousted in April 2022. And he first he blamed the US for conspiring with Pakistan's military. Then he shifted that position and he said it was just the former military chief, General Bajwa, who orchestrated his ouster from the government. And so since then, he's built up this rhetoric against army generals. And then when, if for a year he has done that, and he has riled up the passions of his supporters. And in a way, he's done something remarkable, because generally in Pakistan, people treat the military like a red line that you cannot cross. But, he is crossing that. And so that is a kind of, as you rightly say, alienating the military. But, Mr. Khan's strategy is not to defeat the establishment. I mean, it's not a war going on. These are pressure tactics by him that military should, push back, give him chance to come through the elections, or at least help him, like they helped him earlier. So he's still kind of, I mean, he just wants a favorable outcome from military's involvement. So he's not, challenging that altogether. And he just blames the current army chief, as responsible for his arrest and all the cases against his supporters. And so it's a very head-on collision now between the current army chief and Imran Khan. So, I think it would be sensible for them to take a step back, because this is going to be really, really, a challenge for the country to handle this crisis.
Challenges for the country. Raza Rumi, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.